All right, everyone says to pick the best player available. Today, we will do so for the Cowboys no matter what. Let's get into it. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share the stream, and let's get the show started. What is up, everybody, and welcome into A to Z Sports Dallas Primetime. I am your host, Mauricio Rodriguez, streaming with you live every Sunday through Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central here on Dallas On Demand Sports Talk Network. With a lot more content coming your way, make sure that you check out atozsports.com/Dallas. And as always, remember that Primetime is brought to you by our friends over at freemanmazda.net. We will talk more about them and the write-off of the week in a few moments here on the show. But before we do any of that, let's talk about what's ahead of us tonight, because I'm excited about this show. It might be a little bit rocky at times because we are going to use a top 100 board, and this is obviously from the GOAT when it comes to the NFL draft and draft guides and everything like that. Dane Brugler from The Athletic. I hope that he doesn't mind me using this. I'm not going to spoil what the entire draft board looks like, but what we will do is we're going to pick the best player available no matter what, because everyone talks about that being the best way to approach the NFL draft. So tonight, no biases, no, I like this player over another. We're going to stick to the board and we're going to take whoever is graded the highest at the moment. We might have to, though, implement some guardrails along the way. Let's say that we're not going to pick the same position. It's a 3-round mock draft, by the way. We're not going to do that. We're not going to pick the same position multiple times. But what we will do is take whoever is on the board, right? Whoever is the player that is the best available when the time comes. We could also maybe exclude quarterbacks. What does the chat think about that? Should we exclude quarterbacks in the top 3 rounds because it wouldn't make a lot of sense for the Cowboys? I will leave that up to the chat. In the meantime, let me say hi. What is up, everybody? We've got Gregory. We've got Toxic Tom, Katharina over at Facebook. I appreciate you being here. Joey Bella as well on the chat. Bruce says, I am here. Did I miss the flashcards already? We're not going to use flashcards for the mock draft. We are going to use the PFF mock draft simulator. And once more, let me be very clear here. If you have not checked out the beast from Dane Brugler, I recommend you doing so. I think that he's the very best NFL draft analyst out there right now at the moment. And every year he publishes this, they call it the BIST because it is a draft guide that's over 308 pages long. I think it is this year. So I'm going to get that printed out for now, though. For now, I do have the top 100 board right here with me. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the Cowboys on the mock draft simulator. So we're going to go over here to 26. We're going to set it for 3 rounds. I'm going to slow down the speed as much as I can because I'm going to be crossing the names off of the board as we do this exercise. We're going to maybe move this around a little bit. I always increase the positional value a little bit. I don't know what that does, to be honest with you. And I also lower the draft for needs, kind of like, get it somewhere in there in the same way. And I do like to push it a little bit towards public board just because, using the PFF one might induce some more bias. So I like to trend towards the consensus a little bit here. I don't know how much moving those bars around really changed the equation, though. I'm not going to lie to you. So anyways, do me a favor, hit the like button, share the stream. Thank you for being here. Let's see if we get this started already. Wait, why can I not get my screen here? All right, here you go. Now you can see me. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat. Toxic Tom says, no, Mo. Pure BPA. Katharina, though, says, yes, exclude quarterbacks. Gregory says, Mo, this BPA will change 30 times before the draft. Not with Dane Brugler, though, because it is a sheet of paper. So, we cannot change this. This is not updatable. This is a physical sheet of paper. I'm just kidding, obviously. Toxic wants me to keep the quarterbacks. Katharina says exclude them. What do you guys think? We're going to do BPA no matter what. We're just not going to repeat positions. We're not going to double dip. And I'm deciding if we are keeping the quarterbacks or not. What does the chat think? Other than that, though, if the pick is a running back in the first round, we will take one. Like, we'll do that. We'll do all of that. We are sticking to BPA, do or die on tonight's mock draft. So how about we get this started? What's up, John Jones? Thank you for joining the show. Troy says Dallas will only know the BPA 15 minutes before the pick. And by the way, oh yeah, I get it now. That's a good one, Troy. Bruce says, I don't think they will BPA for a quarterback, though. That is true. That is true. But this is a hypothetical scenario, by the way. This is a hypothetical scenario. Let's do this. Let's get it started. How about we do that? All right, here we go. I don't know how this one will turn out. So here we go. Panthers on the clock with the first pick. Oh, I need to start it. All right, here we go. Now, for real, Bryce Young. ESPN had 3 top insiders say that the Panthers are going to take Bryce Young. So I thought that was interesting. CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, nothing surprising yet. Anthony Richardson, Tyree Wilson. Who else? Oh, Jalen Carter, who's a beast. Will Levis. That might be the first reach of the draft. Let me pause it here a little bit. I'm not going to offer a trade. Don't get too excited there. Just trying to find Will Levis on this list. He's Brugler's 14th overall player. Christian Gonzalez. All right, there you go. There you go. Let's see what the Bears have for us. Devon Witherspoon, not a surprise there. Lucas Von Ness for the Eagles. Man, let me tell you something, though. Let me pause a little bit here and let me let off some steam. I get pissed every time that I remember that the Eagles pick 10th in this draft. I don't know if it happens to you, but sometimes I'm just reading these mock drafts and then I go, what? What are these guys doing picking 10th in the draft? I kind of forget about that trade and I get pissed. Maybe that's just me, though. I'm betting it's not just me. So the Eagles take edge rusher Van Ness. Let's see how that plays out. Jackson Smith and Jigba goes to the Titans. Everyone thinks that the Titans are trading up to number 3 overall. Let's see how the wide receivers, though, check out on this one. Let me tell you, though, Smith and Jigba, Brugler's number 1 wide receiver. Number 25, the number 2 wide receiver and 25th overall prospect is Jordan Addison. I find that pretty interesting because there is a gap between 18th and 25th. I don't think we're getting Jordan Addison there because I don't think he will be the best player available. It wouldn't make a lot of sense mathematically. So anyways, let's resume the draft here. Houston Texans, very intrigued as to what they're going to do with 12th. In this scenario, they go with offensive lineman Paris Johnson. Northwestern tackle also off the board. Joey Porter for the Patriots. Man, I gotta keep pausing this so I can cross off all of these names. Joey Porter, Broderick Jones off the board. Let's see what the Commanders do with pick number 16. Bijan Robinson. Oh, well. He is off the board, ladies and gentlemen. That will matter when the Cowboys are on the clock at 26th. Nolan Smith going at 17th. Oh, I know that some people wanted Kansas here. I know that they wanted him so bad. Nolan Smith. All right, let me cross off his name. We're going to cross off Kansas as well. Let's see what the Bucs do at 19th. Man, the Bucs are a big wild card for this one. Quentin Johnson. Darnell Wright lately gaining some steam for the Cowboys. Oh, wait, who did the Miami Dolphins pick? Who did the Miami Dolphins pick? I'm sorry, that was probably a bad joke. Let's see here. Who did Detroit take? Says Gregory. Detroit took, let's see here. Detroit took Kalijah Cansey. And then Say Flowers goes to the Chargers, a reach per Brugler's draft board. And we're using Brugler's draft board because, as I said earlier, he's kind of the GOAT. Michael Mayer going to the Ravens seems relevant for Dallas, for sure. All right, let's keep going here. Vikings are on the clock with the 23rd pick. Will they go Hendon Hooker? Let's find out. Oh, they took my guy, Brian Brees. That one hurt a little bit, not going to lie. Jordan Addison goes to the Jaguars. Jordan Addison goes to the Jaguars, so there you go. One wide receiver less. Dalton Kincaid goes to the Giants. And now we face quite the interesting scenario here. Remember it. We're not making any decision. We are going through Dane Brugler's top 100 mock board, and we will pick the best player available no matter what. So I'm not making a decision here. You guys are not making a decision. We're just seeing how BPA would truly look like. Of course, it is a mock draft, and there is some randomness to it, a lot of randomness, but still an interesting scenario that we wanted to explore tonight. So how the board has fallen to the Cowboys, 26th on the clock. Gonna go a little bit high here. Let me know in the chat, who do you think will be the Cowboys pick? Maybe you have Brugler's top 100 board with you and you're going to cheat a little bit here. But in the meantime, let me know, who do you think will be the pick for the Cowboys in this scenario? I already know, but I'm going to let the intrigue build up a little bit, because while you give me your answers, and before I give you the official answer, let me talk to you about our friends over at FreemanMazda.net. As always, we need to discuss the ride of the week. Freeman Mazda, a family-owned business, has been so for over 65 years, and you can check out their dealership over at Irving, Texas. You can also browse through their website, FreemanMazda.net, while you check out their wide range of new and used vehicles. In there, you can see the features of every car. You can see pictures of the outside and inside of each vehicle. And as we do around this time here on ADZ Sports Dallas Primetime, you know it is time to discuss the ride of the week. The new 2024 Mazda CX-90 3.3 Turbo Premium All-Wheel Drive. This one starts at $51,495. It's got all-wheel drive, Wi-Fi hotspot, a sunroof, third row sitting, Apple CarPlay / Android Auto, and a miles per gallon capacity of 24 when you are in the city. That goes up to 30 when you are in the highway. You'll get to your destination without breaking the bank. Let me know in the chat, though, who do you think is the Cowboys pick at 26th in this scenario? Presented to you by FreemanMazda.net. Oh, let's go back to the mock draft. Gregory says Meyer, the tight end. No, he was already taken by the Ravens there. Let's see here. Troy says BPA, Dallas takes linebacker. Let me see if that is right. I don't think that it is. Brugler's highest graded linebacker is Drew Sanders. He's 28th overall, so he's not going to be it. Banks says Toxic Tom. Maybe you're close there a little bit, but that's not the correct answer. Per Brugler's draft board, we are going to go. This scenario is difficult to see play out, but the Cowboys would go with Mr. Brian Branch, safety out of Alabama. Remember, we're not making the decision. The decision is being made for us via the board and Dane Brugler, because this is BPA only. No bias, no decision making from us, just best player available. What would it look like? So Brian Branch is the player for us here at 26th. The Buffalo Bills will be taking Miles Murphy, who was the next one, by the way. Spoiler alert. Deonta Banks goes to the Bengals. Massey Smith, who has a lot of fans among Cowboys fans, goes to the Saints. DeJuan Jones to the Eagles. Anton Harrison. So a run at, you know, some offensive tackles there, even though they might not be the best players available. But, offensive tackle, pretty valuable, pretty valuable position there. I cannot find DeJuan Jones on this list. Is he going to be like surprisingly low? Let's see here. DeJuan Jones. Oh, yeah, he is surprisingly low. He's Brugler's 62nd best player. Let's see what the Steelers are going to do here. Oh, that's a good pick at 32nd. They take the edge rusher out of Northwestern. Cam Smith goes to the Texans. Will McDonald to the Cardinals. Let me catch up a little bit here. Man, this is where it gets pretty interesting, because this is where you start seeing a lot of differences between draft analysts. And you can only assume that NFL teams are going to have the same type of differences. So I'm very excited about that. I'm going to give you another example. These two players that were just taken, Cam Smith and the edge rusher out of Northwestern, Adebayor, they are both out of the top 50 for Dane Brugler. Will McDonald off the board. Torrance, who's my favorite guard of this draft, goes with the 35th pick. Let's see what the LA Rams do now. They take Darnell Washington. Jalen Hyatt is also off the board, going to the Seahawks. Jack Campbell, one of the best linebackers of this year's draft, also off the board. Emmanuel Forbes, a top 30 visit for the Cowboys, off the board. Ringo as well. Josh Downs. Ooh, we're going to have to talk about Josh Downs maybe tomorrow here on the show, by the way, because the Cowboys could have taken him in Mel Kiper's mock draft, but instead they went with Mingo. So maybe the Cowboys are pretty high on Jonathan Mingo. Trenton Simpson, the Clemson linebacker, also a top 30 visit, goes to the Jets. Hendon Hooker is off the board. He's going to the Falcons. Would be tremendous value there if you ask me. Michael Smith, the Minnesota guard center, is just off the board now. Looking for him on the board here. All right, let's resume it. New England Patriots, could they take a QB at some point in this draft? Drew Sanders, one of the best players available. Luke Musgrave, also off the board. Steve Avila, Cowboys top 30 visit. Anduke Usoma, the edge rusher. Keon White off the board now too. Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the best players available, also off the board. Let me pause here a little bit. Where the heck is Jahmyr Gibbs? I'm trying to find him on the board. I'm crossing off the names. That's why I pause it time and time again. I'm sorry about that, but we don't want to make a mistake here. Not because I don't want to look bad. Screw that. I could look bad. I don't care. I just don't want to make a mistake regarding the GOAT's draft board, Dane Brugler. Ooh, Cody is off the board. Sam Laporta off the board as well. I cannot find Laporta for the life of me here. All right, let's see here. Oh, we're gonna have some fun now. Trying to find some of these last few players. I cannot find them. Laporta, all right, crossed off. Isaiah Foskey, where is he? What do you think the Cowboys are gonna do here? Let me show you the PFF board. Tanner McKee is their best player. McKee is very controversial. Henley, the linebacker out of Washington State. Nathaniel Dell, the Cowboys worked him out. By the way, key note here. I've seen some say that Tank Dell is a visit. Let me clarify really quickly. He is not a 30 visit for the Cowboys. At least it has not been reported yet. The Cowboys worked him out, but a workout is not the same as a visit. In fact, most visits do not involve a workout. So I'm just going to plug a little bit here, and I'm going to say All respect to the CBS folks. They do a great job. But in their 30 visit tracker, they include workouts. Visits, if you want to check them out and see only 30 visits, you can check out ADC Sports Tracker. We got it pretty updated over there, so make sure you check that out. Anyways, who do you think the Cowboys are going to take here? Let me finish crossing off some of these players just to really stick to the board. For those of you who are just joining us now, though, we're doing an exercise in which we put together a mock draft, but we only take the best player available. So no bias. We are basing this off of the Dane Brugler top 100 board, and we're going to stick to BPA and BPA only. No questions asked. Whoever is on the list, we are gonna take him. Finally found Isaiah Foskey. I just couldn't find him. And then Joe Tipman. I think that I already crossed him off though. Where the heck is Joe Tipman? All right, he's not the BPA anyways though. He's not the BPA anyways, so we are fine. So pair Dane Brugler's draft board, and again, you can check out his beast already on The Athletic. The draft guide is out. The Cowboys are gonna take, oh, here we go, cornerback. It is a cornerback. Spoiler alert. So Dan Quinn, rejoice. Well, let me see who else is available at cornerback. Man, Tyreek Stevenson is a top 30 visit for Dallas. But according to Dane Brugler, the best available is not Tyreek Stevenson. It is DJ Turner. And that's who we're going to take. Very interested, though. He played out wide during his Michigan days. We are going to go ahead and we're going to take Mr. DJ Turner. He is the newest member of the Dallas Cowboys. My question from me to you, though, and let me read some of the questions here and comments, is do you like or dislike the pick? DJ Turner, pretty interesting choice. He is the 42nd prospect in Dane Brugler's board. So if this was our board, we could call it an absolute steal at 58th. So now we have two defensive players taken in the first and the second round. Looking for DJ Turner's mock draftable chart, spider chart really quickly, just to get an idea as to whether or not, because this was my theory. I don't think that this would happen, guys. He's 5'11". Arm length is 30 inches and 3/4. So that puts him in the 26th percentile. So he wouldn't fit. He wouldn't fit what Dan Quinn usually wants on a cornerback. Pretty intrigued as to how some of these teams perceive DJ Turner. Is he going to play out wide in the NFL or is he going to have to play inside? We'll find out pretty quickly. But how about the 40-yard dash? 426. Speedy guy. Very, very speedy guy for the Cowboys. Oh, man. Wait till you hear the weight. 178 pounds. That puts him in the fifth percentile. Toxic Tom says, I like it. Gilmore, Lewis, and Diggs have 1 year on their deals. It makes sense. That is true. That is true. I can see the Cowboys going cornerback early in the draft. I'm not drafting with just next year in mind, says Toxic Tom. Bruce says, Mo, having a second defensive heavy draft doesn't make sense when the offense needs the most help. Hey, man, Bruce, this is the only rule. This is the only rule. BPA only. We're going to go with only BPAs. We're not double dipping, though, at one particular position. So we're not going to do that today. Toxic Tom says, what exactly goes down when a player does an official visit? So from what I understand, it's pretty much a wine and dine situation. So I'm guessing kind of like a long form interview while you're in this, while you're in this in the facilities, you get to know the coaches, you get to know the front office. I guess I think that's essentially what goes down. Katharina likes the pick. Uh, Troy says, good thing that Brugler is not doing our draft. Two picks at both of Dallas's strengths. Yeah, and listen, that's part of what I wanted to do with this exercise. Just kind of, we talk so much about BPA. We talk so much about taking the best player available, but it's not. It doesn't work that way some of the times. You also need to take into account many other factors. Like if you are, maybe a player is your 41st player and the other one is the 42nd player on your board, but you desperately need the 42nd one, then it probably makes sense to take the latter one instead of the very best one. That's part of the exercise of tonight, I guess, kind of like illustrate the fact that BPA is not always the way to go. But let's finish the exercise here pretty quickly. Let's see. We are picking 90th next. This is gonna be difficult to keep up with, so do have some patience for me. Anthony Johnson, safety. Matthew Bergeron, tackle, and Luke Weipler, the center. Oh man, it's gonna be hard to find these guys in the top 100 board. We are gonna do our best though. Antonio Johnson, all right, boom, you're off the board. Look. Where are you, sir? I don't think that Luke is in the top 100, guys. I don't think that he is. All right, so we're gonna move on. Who else here? Matthew. All right, he's off the board. He makes sense at that point, according to Dane Brugler. Eagles with the 62nd pick. Ooh, I know that Ika has some fans, the defensive tackle out of Baylor. Cedric Tillman also definitely has some fans. Henley is off the board now. Who else? Benton, Zach Charbonnet. Many people have mocked Charbonnet to the Cowboys too. And I wouldn't mind that. Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Zach Charbonnet. Let me cross him off really quickly here. Rashee Rice. I'm very intrigued to see where this guy goes. He's got the size. He's got everything. Just weird tape to get through. That's one of the players that I watched. Not entirely sure what to make out of him. Gervon Dexter, defensive tackle, off the board. Clark Phillips, another cornerback, off the board. Tucker Kraft, one of the best available at this point. Derek Hall. All right. Things are starting to stabilize here with the board. Tyler Scott, one of the best available for Blueger 2, top 50 actually. Devon is off the board now. Jalen Duncan is my guy. Man, I would love to see Jalen Duncan on the Cowboys. Really enjoyed his tape. From what I can see, though, Dane Brugler would not say the same. I don't see him in his top 100. He's injured, kind of an unfinished product, but definitely a player that could be developed into something special at some point, in my opinion. Who else is off the board now? Marvin Mims is also not among Brugler's top 100, apparently. That's surprising to me as well. Who else? Andrew Carter. I think the third round is the most exciting round, if I'm being honest with you. Because it's when you really start seeing surprises. It's when you really start seeing just how different some of these evaluations are. So Andrew Carter, edge rusher out of Army, goes 77th. We're going to resume it here pretty quickly. Jordan Battle off the board. Michael Wilson. Tyler Steen, he is on the board here for Brugler. Sidney Brown, I believe, also is around here somewhere. Zach Harrison, the edge rusher out of Ohio State. You know what? I'm just going to. TJ Spears, Marvin Overshown, one of the top 30 visits for Dallas. A.T. Perry to the Ravens, who got OBJ earlier this week. Darius Rush, cornerback out of South Carolina. Tank Dell to the Jaguars. Luke Schoonmaker, to Michigan. All right. So we're going to close this thing off with the 90th pick. And let me look at the board really quickly here. We have gone, what did we do earlier today? We took, who did we take? I'm already forgetting. What? Oh, we went defensive back Brian Branch, Alabama, at 26th. And then we went with BJ Turner, cornerback, DJ Turner, excuse me, from Michigan. And for those of you who are just joining the show, this is VPA only based on Brugler's top 100 board. We're not making a decision here. So we literally just take the best player available. Let's see. I already know who it is. And it's a nice name. You guys are not going to believe it. Spoiler alert, it's defense. It's a defensive player. Take a shot at it. Who's the best running back left, says Gregory. Ooh, a lot of running backs have gone now. I think it's Tajay Spears. Did Spears went already? Nah, he's already off the board. He went to Miami at 84th. So he's off the board. Let me cross his name here, even though I already know who the best player available is. Marvin Mims is also on the top 100. I had not found him earlier. Next running back would be Tank Bigsby out of Auburn. And he is low on Brugler's draft board here. Defensive ends is Troy Dudley. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is an edge rusher. Fine with me, Mo, says Toxic Tom. Bruce says, shake my head. Brugler was picking blind, it seems. Hey, Dane Brugler is the GOAT. And we're going to go BPA here. We're going to stick to our philosophy. That's what the show was about. And ladies and gentlemen, we can take now the best player available. Hear me out. He was the 33rd player on our Brugler's board. 33rd player. Unless, wait a minute. Maybe I messed up and he's already off the board and I missed it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we might get... Oh, he's already off the board. Oh, that's my bad. I faked the all out. I have to apologize. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we're not getting an edge rusher. Oh, man, that's funny. I'm sorry about that. I faked the all out. So top 50 players are all off the board. So we're not going to get a steal here. The next name, Darius Rush, is already taken. Oh, man, they wiped us out. All right, I have an update. It is. it is an edge rusher after all. Let's see what you guys have to say. Great. We have a need at edge. Gregory with the laughing emojis. Sorry about that controversy there. Do me a favor and hit the like button, by the way, if you're watching this live. And if you're not watching it live, also give me a like, please. Let's put this show in for the more and more Cowboys fans. Jaja Diaby is going to be the pick. I'm sorry if I butchered that pronunciation. I'm going to figure it out. Jaja is the pick for the Cowboys. Pretty interesting that for PFF, he is the 154th best player. So you could call it maybe potentially a reach for Dallas here. But I'm going to tell you something, though. He's got long arms, 33 inches, 7/8. I mean, nothing crazy, but he's in the 63 percentile. Not very heavy, 263 pounds per mock draftable, 6'3". So pretty average in terms of height. But the length is pretty good. So you could see that being something that the Cowboys like. I think that Jaja is not going to be somebody that we are all very familiar with, if I'm being honest with you. PFF is going to hate our mock draft, I think. Well, not that much, because Brian Branch got us a pretty good grade. So there you go. This is our mock draft. going by BPA, going BPA only, Dane Brugler's top 100 board. This is what we got. BPA only. This is what it would look like, hypothetically. Brian Branch, DJ Turner, Jaja Diaby. You know who's the best, who's the highest winner out of this whole thing? Mr. Dan Quinn. Shout out to him. He loved it. He's probably tuned in right now to Primetime. Hey, coach. What's up? Thank you for joining the show. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was your Tuesday show here at ADC Sports Dallas Primetime. I had fun, honestly. We have a board all crossed out with pencil, so we're going to need another one. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining the show. Do me a favor. Do me several favors. Check out the tracker over at adcsports.com/Dallas. Just bookmark it, keep it around. You're going to see who the Cowboys are interested in and more or less what they want. Also, hit the like button, share the stream, and if you like Primetime, make sure that you tune in every Sunday through Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. I'm hoping tomorrow's show is going to be quite special, but not entirely sure on that. We'll see how it all plays out. But, well, thanks so much for tuning in. That will be it for me tonight. And I will see you tomorrow. As always, remember that Primetime is brought to you by our friends over at freemanmazda.net. I'm your host, Mauricio Rodriguez. Thanks so much for joining me. Nos vemos el día de mañana. Bye-bye.